So, former FBI Director James Comey claims he doesn't know what 8647 means. I don't buy it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about former FBI Director James Comey and the picture that he posted on his social media of a seashell formation spelling out 8647. Now, I guess he thought this was funny or that he would get support for a picture like that, but 86 is a well-known term for get rid of, and 47 is obviously talking about Donald Trump, the 47th president of the United States. Now, I don't know if he just claims that he walked up on this formation and took a picture of it and, oh my gosh, what an interesting thing I found on the beach, but after, getting a ton of backlash, he took it out, took the social media post down, claiming that he had no idea that 86 was a violent term and obviously talking about the president of the United States. Now he's in hot water because he's being investigated. It's an obvious threat to Donald Trump, and he knows it. And everybody knows it. In my opinion, he should be investigated. And really and truly, I think that he should maybe suffer some consequences, like possibly going to jail over it, because it is an obvious threat to the life of Donald Trump. And this kind of thing is what gets people going, in my opinion, when the left or people who don't like Donald Trump talk about him being a Nazi or talk about him being just a threat to democracy, a threat to our way of life. In my opinion, that's what gets people going to want to kill him. We've already had 2 assassination attempts on his life. And I think there's the idea that you can just say, hey, we should kill Donald Trump, or Donald Trump should die, or Elon Musk should be killed. It seems like people think that that is okay. It's becoming regular rhetoric. And I think that it is a very dangerous thing to be saying, to be doing, and certainly posting at 8647. Everybody knows what that means. It's just wrong, and he knew what it meant as well. Let me show you a video real quick talking about the whole situation.
Social media post is causing quite a bit of trouble for former FBI Director James Comey. And sources tell Fox News the Secret Service has some questions. Comey shared this photo on Instagram Thursday showing shells on the beach outlining the numbers 8647. 86 informally means to get rid of. It's used in bars and restaurants to strike items from menus, but others use it as slang for murder. As for 47, Trump is the 47th president.
That meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear.
Comey deleted the post and made another saying, "I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down." But Trump isn't buying it.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant.
And after 2 attempts on Trump's life last summer, a criminal investigation could be coming for Comey.
We cannot allow people to get by without being held accountable for this kind of public call to assassinate the President of the United States.
Comey and Trump have a complicated history. The president fired Comey during his first term while he was investigating Russian meddling in the 2016 election.
I just think it's absolutely ridiculous for somebody who was in his position as head of the FBI to claim that he had no idea that 86 was a call for violence or a call to get rid of the president of the United States. I just think that's absolutely an ignorant position to take. And the only reason he's taking it is because now he's going to be investigated by the Secret Service and possibly, who knows, go to jail. I don't know. Let's look at further reaction from Tulsi Gabbard, what she had to say about it.
Tulsi Gabbard's the director of national intelligence. Are you buying that the former FBI director didn't know what 86 Trump meant?
Absolutely not, Jesse. That is a ridiculous and insane statement to make, certainly within this context, but especially coming from a guy who's the former director of the FBI. a guy who spent most of his career prosecuting mobsters and gangsters, people who know and execute other humans and use this exact lingo of 86. Comey himself admitted in his follow-on message that he knew that this was a political statement. Well, the only reason he knew that, Jesse, was because a little over a month ago, a bunch of anti-Trump, anti-Elon Musk protesters were proliferating the use of this 8647 slogan, which was a veiled call to action to murder the sitting president of the United States. So for Comey to think that we, the American people, are so stupid as to think that he, as a former FBI director, former prosecutor, and someone who clearly pays attention to what's going on, would believe his lie that he didn't know what this actually was calling for. The dangerousness of this, Jesse, cannot be underestimated. When we have 2 assassination attempts on the president's life, when we have people who look to guys like Comey, who've been celebrated by MSNBC and the Democrat elite and CNN as the beacon of integrity, the law and order guy, the guy who would tell the truth no matter what the consequences. This is the guy who's issuing a hit on President Trump, the president that the American people voted for. So it's guys like Comey and others who call the president the modern day Nazi, people who are in great positions of influence, who are saying that President Trump poses an existential threat to our country. These are people who hate democracy and hate the American people because they cannot stand that the people overwhelmingly chose to elect Donald Trump and send him back to the White House. So they are seeking other means to get their way and to try to remove him from that position.
How serious is the administration taking this, and what are the next steps going to be?
We're taking this very seriously. As you mentioned, the Department of Homeland Security, and specifically Sean Curran, the current Secret Service director, a man who has been willing to lay down his life as the lead of President Trump's Secret Service detail for years now. He takes this seriously and is leading the investigation into this threat. There has to be accountability for this. There was a Rutgers study that just came out a little over a month ago, Jesse, that asked respondents their view on these calls to assassinate President Trump. And over 55% of respondents felt that murdering President Trump would be, quote unquote, somewhat justified.
I have to say, I think that is really shocking. I mean, in decades past, when there was an assassination attempt on President Reagan, we'll use that as an example, I mean, that was a shocking thing. It was something that we could never imagine could happen. Now seems like it is just regular talk. It's okay to say, hey, I think President Trump should die. I think someone should kill him. I mean, do people realize that is against the law to threaten the president of the United States? I'm not sure.
This is the effect of people like James Comey doing this kind of stuff. This study also pointed out that there is a quote unquote assassination culture that is starting to take over the views of what they call the extreme left. We, the American people, cannot take this lightly. Whatever your politics, we cannot allow people to get by without being held accountable for this kind of public call to assassinate the president of the United States.
Do you believe that Comey is goading you guys to come after him because he wants to be a political martyr? He wants to be set up so he can say, oh, look, we were right. Donald Trump is a dictator. They're coming after me. They're arresting me. They're interrogating me. I was just using my free speech.
You know, whatever his intent, I will tell you that there is a guy in Georgia who was issuing threats on my life about a month ago, and he's in jail today. He has been indicted with a crime, as he should have been, and he is in jail as we speak. So whatever James Comey intent, he and people like him need to be held to account according to the law, which is something that he claims to have given his life for and stands by the rule of law. Fantastic. The rule of law says people like him who issue direct threats against the President of the United States, essentially issuing a call to assassinate him, must be held accountable under the law.
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do.
I mean, this 8647 is becoming a prevalent thing. I see it on T-shirts. I've seen people holding signs on the side of the road, 8647. It's getting to the point where people are going to get desensitized to the idea that, oh yeah, Trump should die. Someone should kill him. It's just really dangerous talk, and it needs to be stopped. And people need to be held accountable if they talk like that. But that's my opinion, and I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you think about what James Comey did? Should he be held accountable? Should he go to jail for what he did? Is he stupid? Did he not know what 8647 meant? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I really am interested in your comments and what you think. And I appreciate you supporting the channel. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would really help, and I would really appreciate it. And thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.